Good morning, everyone. My name is Mansharan Seth, and I'm Director of the Sexual and Reproductive Health Portfolio here at the William J. Clinton Foundation. And I'll be talking about my project, which is all about the idea of on demand contraception for India and how do stakeholders feel about it. I'll start with the idea of the unmet need for modern contraception. Today, globally, there are about 164 million women with an unmet need for contraception, which means they don't want a child or a pregnancy but are currently not using any kind of it. Further, when it comes to India, there are about 26 million women who depend on condoms, and another 265,000 women who are essentially using the I-pill or the emergency contraceptive as their main method, and these are partner controlled methods. Interestingly, the reason for not using a method is not lack of agency or my partner didn't want me to use it, but actually it's the frequency of sex, which is very, very important. And those with intermittent sexual intercourse do not want to use a long acting, continuous method, but are actually looking for something episodic. If I look at NFHS 1 to NFHS 5 on demand methods, which is the condom and ECP, has gone up 5 times, and the ECP from NFHS 4 to NFHS 5, which is the emergency contraceptive, has doubled, which means that there's some sort of need for an episodic cover versus a continuous cover. And that's what led to this whole idea of what can an on-demand contraceptive pill be. So this is something that does not need to be taken continuously, but actually only at the time of any sort of sexual activity, before or after sex, which means more agency and more choice for women. It can be discreet, should be available over the counter, so there's no need for a prescription, and essentially provides a lot of flexibility to women who do not want a continuous method that they need to pop a pill every day or have some other insertion into the body. So what was my approach? I developed a questionnaire and a standardized questionnaire and conducted in-person 1 hour interviews with about 37 stakeholders, which included providers, suppliers, social media organizations, donor organizations, and women advocacy groups. And what I'm presenting now is going to be just top line, very preliminary findings from all of these conversations. So almost 100% of all stakeholders felt that there is the need for such a bill in India, and also that this will need some sort of in-country evidence or clinical evidence. 70% of all stakeholders also saw that it would have, a need as a regular mode of contraception. I also explored two different molecules, LNG 1.5 and Mife, which are sort of obvious choices or used as the emergency contraceptive in different countries. And 50% of stakeholders felt that yes, there is clear potential of using LNG as an ODCP. And also 40% of them felt that women use EC more than once a month. Mife had its own advantages. People felt that it's non-hormonal, fewer side effects, but yes, a lot more evidence needs to be generated since it's not used as a regular contraceptive method. So, in essence, providers by and large strongly felt that there is the potential through this episodic method to address the unmet need of contraception. And yes, prima facie LNG 1.5 does seem to have high potential, although affordability, etc., needs to be worked on. And likewise, Mife has some benefits being a non-hormonal pill, but it requires much further clinical evidence. But it's unanimous that there is a need for an episodic cover, and that we should find the right pathway towards. So, what did I really learn through my journey? I think one, I just find a very, very authentic and deep connect with the problem statement. Something like this could actually help in a lot more inclusive access to contraception, and saying that contraception is not just for married individuals, but for younger people with different frequencies of intercourse, maybe for migrant workers' wives, that they don't need a continuous method. And I also want to say that this entire cohort has been so helpful in getting either stakeholder interviews, and many of them being stakeholders themselves, given their extremely strong experience in the family planning and contraceptive space. Something like ODCP could be extremely impactful to the whole area of sexual and reproductive health per se. And this these conversations actually has helped me in building really, really strong partnerships and connections with key players in the family planning and contraceptive health ecosystem in the country. So I'm deeply, deeply thankful to Women's Lift Health and this program for an opportunity like this, and really, really thankful to be doing this as a part of this program. As a way forward, this is just the start, but OTCP can be a real product. I mean, it might be a 4, 5, 6 year long journey, but I think the start of the journey has sort of been kicked off, and it's all about finding the right endorsements and the right funding to take the idea forward. So, thank you all very much.